thought he was going to shit. Hoping.
Oh, I told you, really funny. Hey, you're really funny.
What do you mean I'm funny?
You know, it's funny. You know, it's a good story. You know, it's funny. You're a funny guy.
What do you mean? Like the way I talk? What?
No, you just, you know, it's just, you're funny. You know, the way you tell the story and everything, you know.
Funny how? I mean, what's funny about it?
Rory, you got this one.
Whoa, Steve, he's a big boy, he knows what he said. What did you say? Funny how?
Well,
What?
it's just, you know, you're funny.
I mean, let me understand this, because I don't know, maybe it's me, maybe I'm a bit fucked up here, but, you know, like I'm funny how? Like funny like I'm a clown? Like I amuse you? I'm here to fucking amuse you. What do you mean I'm funny? Funny how? How the fuck am I funny?
You know, just, you know, the way you tell the story.
No, I don't know. You said it. How do I know? You said I'm funny. How the fuck am I funny? What the fuck is so funny about me? Tell me. Tell me what's funny!
Get the fuck out of here.
I almost had him. Oh, Duffer, was he shaking? Oh, you stuttering prick, yeah? I don't know, I worry about you, Mick. You might falter under questioning. Whose phone is that? That's the second time that phone has gone off.
It's Manchester United, where Keane enjoyed 12 trophy-laden years against Scottish champions Celtic, where his glittering career will sooner or later come to a close. It's live on Setanta Sports with an 8 o'clock kickoff. Supporters have come from near and far to pay tribute to a player who's made a massive mark in club football and, of course, in 66 appearances for the Republic of Ireland. The best part of 25,000 Celtic supporters will be here. He was £3.75 million well spent by Manchester United in the summer of '93. Between then and leaving Old Trafford last year, Roy Keane picked up 7 Premiership titles and 4 FA Cups. And since moving to Celtic Park, he's added an SPL title to his incredible honours list.
He's a tremendous player on the pitch and a tremendous character in the dressing room. He liked to joke, liked to laugh, liked to social with the boys. And, you know, he'd be sorely missed by the players at the club when he went to Celtic, but he's left a great legacy here, as you see. He's rightly a legend, 12 years, lots of trophies, and I think he'll be always in the hearts of the Manchester United faithful.
He didn't like losing much, did he?
No, I think that's, you know, he very much epitomised the same spirit Brian Robson had in the football park. Both absolute, you know, warriors. Wouldn't put up with anything other than being the very, very best. If anybody was slacking on the football pitch, he was the first one to rip into you and give you a kick up the backside. He was, you know, like Brian was, he was like a bit of the manager on the football pitch, and you certainly knew you got a rollick enough right if he gave you one. But that was just the character of the man. He wanted to win so badly. If people weren't doing the job, he was the first to let you know.
Craig, you crossed swords with him on a number of occasions when you played with Chelsea, and he was in the Man United midfield. What was he like to play against?
Well, he was a good player to play against. He was always a fair player, Roy. I mean, he was hard but fair. But, you know, going back to his days at Nottingham Forest, when he first came over him, he was a real box-to-box midfielder. His goal-scoring record, I would suggest, at Forest was better than it was here at Manchester United, because what he did when he came here, he tailored his game, and he started playing a little bit more clever. He started just sitting in there with Paul Ince and dictating games, and he was the best, certainly in Britain, probably in Europe, when he was at his peak. I mean, absolutely fantastic. Driving the team on, could put his foot in, could pass, could score a goal as well. So, I mean, an absolutely fantastic player to play against. We had many good challenges, Rob, against himself and Paul Ince when I was at Chelsea with Dennis Wise, and I mean, I think you can see looking at him here how fit he still is, and that's testament to somebody at 34 when, similar age to myself, maybe some of us like the odd pint or two too many. He's certainly looked after himself, and that's why he's still playing at the top level.
There's talk of him possibly having to pack it in. I think he's a decision to make in the summer, Gary, with this persistent hip injury.
Yeah, I mean, you wouldn't. I mean, he had that bad cruciate injury a few years back, and you know, he had to tailor his game even more after that. He didn't. Greg was talking about the goals that he might not have scored, and I think that was because of this cruciate thing. He had to sit. He couldn't do the box to box as much as he used to do. But it would be a shame because, as we can see by them pictures, he is looking really fit. He looks after himself a lot better than maybe he did in the early part of his career. And it'd be a shame if he did quit now because I think he's still got quite a bit to offer.
And what about the credit would go to the late Brian Clough? You know, taking him from Ireland for next to nothing really, taking him into Nottingham Forest. Nobody really knew him. Went in there to a decent side at Forest, and as I say, getting forward, Rob, from midfield at that point, there was nobody better. Alex spotted that, Sir Alex Ferguson. Kenny Dalglish was desperate to take him to Blackburn, to a championship side, winning side at Blackburn Rovers, and he was really disappointed when that didn't come off. But I don't think, if you look at it with respect, Blackburn Rovers are coming here to Manchester United. There is absolutely no question he made the right decision.
I think he was very close to going to Blackburn at one stage, and then he got the call. And obviously over in Ireland, Manchester United and Celtic are the two big names that you want to go and play for. And once I think that call came through from Sir Alex, then he was determined to come here. And I know it did upset Kenny Dalglish, but I think he probably did make the right decision in the end.
Great player, someone I love playing with, and you know, I think the rest of the lads loved playing with him as well. He was, you know, he was always there. He's someone to lead the team as well, and you know, someone to get on the ball and pass the ball to you, and he knows where you want the ball, and he was just, you know, a great player to play with and badly missed.
For me, he's the player I most admire of the ones I've played with. I've learned so much from him, and he's been a fantastic leader.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it because these games against Celtic, they're never friendlies, and it is a special occasion. I think for everybody at the club, not just for Roy, because I think, you know, obviously leaving, he left so suddenly, and you know, I think it is a chance for everybody, you know, to say thank you to him because he's the most influential player that I've ever played with, and you know, a great example, I think, and challenge you all the time when you're at the club, and I think something that is missed. And on Tuesday night, he'll, you know, every single clap, every single, you know, shout from the crowd that he receives, he deserves, and for so many great years at this club, and you know, his level of performance and consistency.
He certainly is one of the true legends of the club, and for me, he would always be in my team if I'd pick the team. So hopefully he'd play in the red shirt as well, but he'll probably play in the Celtic shirt.
Sir Alex, this is exactly what this player deserves. No ordinary testimonial.
Absolutely. Well, I think that the fact that Celtic brought 23,000 fans adds to the whole thing, but more importantly, I think there'll be 60,000 United fans, or 50,000 United fans, which is a recognition of the contribution Roy Keane made at our football club.
Now, you've worked with the best. What do you feel are his most endearing qualities?
Well, Roy had this unquenchable thirst to win a football match, and it spread right through the team. The influence was staggering, and for 10 years, in particular as captain, he was the biggest influence in his football club.
Is that something that worked well with you, the fact that he did possess the same need to win as you did?
Well, I often say this, that I could see myself in Roy, and I was very comfortable with that.
Now, he left abruptly in November. Is this a more fitting way to say cheerio to the players, to the fans, to yourself?
Absolutely. This is a perfect opportunity. Our fans will show a fantastic reception to him, and quite rightly so, because they more than anyone will have appreciated what he's done here.
Gordon, are you looking forward to such a fantastic occasion?
Yeah, I was just telling the players in there, the younger players, they've been lucky they've been invited to celebrate the football and life of one of the best football players Britain's ever had. So they're lucky to be here, so they've got to use it hopefully to enjoy themselves and put in a good show.
Now, you're in a good position now to assess Roy Keane's qualities. Can you describe just a few of them for us?
Let me think. You're lost for words when people ask you about Roy Keane, because I think everybody's used him probably more eloquently than me. When he walks through the door at Celtic Park, it's a huge presence. He starts playing, we're maybe 5 or 6 points clear, we end up 20 points clear when Roy's playing, you know. People light up with presence. Dion Dublin came along and gave us presence, but Roy Keane has an incredible presence about the place, and you can see the aura when he's playing. You can see the other side's going, we're playing against Roy Keane. Things have just got a lot harder, you know, so that presence is built up over the years through outstanding performances.
Is he quieter around the place than you expected?
No, it's probably just what I expected, you know, forthright, opinionated times with the players on the bottom, but first of all, a team player. and he sets standards for himself that sometimes might be too high for other people to follow, but there's nothing wrong with somebody setting standards and you try to get near it.
Roy Keane wearing the captain's armband tonight for Celtic. He'll switch in the second half to lead out Manchester United. And his children here with him, wife and family, have obviously attended this very important occasion. A man who was reluctant initially to have a testimonial match, but then was prevailed upon to do so, and I think when he walks out here this evening, he realised that was a very good decision. So Roy Keane and his children make the long walk up the famous tunnel at Old Trafford. Well, I think I might be getting to him, Frank. I think he is feeling a little bit emotional there.
Yeah, and that's not something you can say very often about Roy Keane. He doesn't get emotional about things, but with his family there and this amount of crowd here tonight, it's an unbelievable scenario. But you know, I still think there's going to be a competitive edge to the game. He wouldn't.
And the man of the moment takes the acclaim. The entire stadium united in its admiration for one of football's greatest players of the modern era. Well, you seldom see him look quite so friendly and relaxed before a match starts.
No, you don't see him smiling on a football pitch too often, all right. But I think it must be a great feeling, and having your family there with you, it's one of those times. It's very rare to get a chance to do that, but it'll be a lovely feeling. But it'll all go out of the way once that ball is kicked and we're off and running. We'll get stuck into it, and hopefully, I don't think we'll see any sort of injuries. But as we were just talking about there before, Joe, the actual game itself, I've played in testimonial matches against Celtic for Arsenal and Manchester United, and the game is competitive. It isn't a tap about. Everybody's going in to try and win the ball. Obviously being very aware not to get injured, but at the same time, if you don't have that competitive edge, the game is boring.
Well, Roy Keane waving there. I wonder what it's to his wife Teresa, who is here, not a regular attendant at matches he plays in, but she's here this evening, naturally with the children. So a mark of appreciation there from Roy Keane to all those players. There by Telford, but it's back with Lennon, still promising for Celtic. Keane calls for the ball in the middle. Fine effort there by Roy Keane. How he'd have enjoyed that in these circumstances.
Not quite his distance, a little bit outside. But I expect Roy to score a goal from, but he was encouraged by the crowd. Good shot. I don't think he was going to beat Howard with that one, but I don't think he enjoyed it.
Little exchange there with Rio Ferdinand. They're winding him up a little about that. Referee Halsey has not authorised the free kick yet. I've never seen Roy Keane so relaxed and smiling in the football field. Looks like Giggs.
Wrong for the players to get into it. It's almost over.
Keane family looking on.
Will Roy Keane think this is the moment to say goodbye, I'm hanging my boots up?
I think there is a distinct possibility that might happen. I know he's got another year at Celtic, but he has mentioned the travelling, the commuting from his home in Manchester. He's also got a problem with the hip, which has been well documented. So he may decide in the summer that, to call it a day, but you know, he's had a distinguished enough career that you've got to allow him the opportunity to do so, and I'm sure within time Roy Keane will let everybody know, especially the Celtic fans and the Celtic manager, what his decision is going to be for next season.
He has a good ball inside. And Mark Wilson very well robbed there by Keane. Calm piece of defending. And he enjoyed that all right. Sorting out the young buck here from Celtic.
Yeah, he did, and as he went past the Celtic supporters, he just put his hands up. So what else could I do?
12.5 years of outstanding service to Manchester United from Roy Keane. Remarkable statistics too. Played 479 competitive matches, scored 51 goals, 17 trophies, including 7 League Championships and 4 FA Cups. Chance here for Giggs. That's through for Ronaldo. He's onside. Chance here for United. 1-0 to Manchester United. Ronaldo the scorer.
What a pass this is from Ryan Giggs. Outside of his left foot. Spinning ball. Ronaldo timed his run to perfection. Beautiful touch. Left back's keeping him onside. Left side, centre back. Through the goalkeeper's legs. What a ball that is. First touch takes it there. Second one's in the net.
There's a little lack of sensitivity perhaps from the Celtic supporters, allowing Celtic to regroup in defence. This is Neville, and now Scholes. And Keane goes through, and he doesn't get a penalty. Well, he looked hopefully towards Mark Halsey, the referee. Well, the spirit of the game, you think they might have given him one.
Well, I don't think that's right. I don't think it was a penalty anyway. There was a little bit of a nudge there, but I think Roy felt that he'd lost the ball. I think the referee is right, because the teams aren't messing about. They're serious about getting a result here.
Now Thompson. Quinn. Back there to Pearson. Well, they had to snatch at the shot. He had no time to set that up. Well, the captain's armband on Roy Keane for the last time in United colours. Well, the 90 minutes are over. We're into stoppage time, if there's going to be any of that, and there isn't going to be much, I don't think. The referee brings the match to an end. Manchester United have won the game. That's not what this is about, though. It's about the appreciation of a real legend for Manchester United in the form of Roy Keane. He takes the acclaim now. Sir Alex Ferguson was right. He said he'd been the winning side in the second half, and that's how it's turned out.
Well, you just look at the appreciation by all the supporters and the players. Great respect. And he's had a wonderful career. International level as well. There has been some ups and downs, a lot of controversies. The one thing you can never doubt is his commitment on a football pitch.
66 caps for the Republic of Ireland. Losing out in the 2002 World Cup after that clash with Mick McCarthy. But applause all around the stadium. And it's all for one man, Roy Keane. Well, the shots have been exchanged for the most part. Roy Keane will keep both, I've no doubt. Sir Alex Ferguson is now out there showing his appreciation. It's been a night to remember in the Theatre of Dreams, a night which Roy Keane will never forget. The final score is not matter, was Manchester United 1, Celtic 0.
Yes, a special night for a special player, Roy Keane, in conversation with Sir Alex Ferguson. They parted rather abruptly earlier in the season, and this is closure for Roy Keane to a special career. And Gary Pallister is with us, Craig Burley as well. Gary, one of his former teammates, and he's going to be feeling the emotions tingling at the moment.
Yeah, I'm sure he will be. Interesting to see what he says, but it's been a great night. It's been all in honour of Roy and what he's achieved here over the years. I'm sure he's glad now that he's had this testimony, because it's a great response from everybody concerned. And
okay, let's hear what he has to say.
I haven't really got too much to say. I would just like to thank, first of all, the fans for showing up, United fans and Celtic. Thank you. I'd like to thank the players. I know it's been a long season and probably this is the last thing they needed, but I do appreciate it. United and Celtic. Thanks very much. That's it, really. Hope you've had a great night. It's something I'll remember for the rest of my life. And all the best.
It's reckoned it's a match that might have raised as much as £2.5 million tonight, and the good news is that it will be heading for charity, and that's always a good thing to hear on a night like this.
It's going to head, no doubt, to a very good cause, and the biggest testimonial crowd ever in this country, and for a big player, and it's been a fantastic reception for Roy Keane here tonight, and you can see they're just taking it all in. he realises he had 12 great years here, crowd singing his name, and he really has been a fantastic achievement from coming over from Ireland all these years ago. Rob, who would ever thought he'd have the impact in the British game that he has? He's been an absolute talisman, especially for Manchester United.
17 trophies in his time.
Yeah, that's amazing. And skippered for the team for many of them. The leader on and off the park. As Craig said, a talisman for United over the years, is the heartbeat of the side. He was the manager's voice on the pitch. It's just that, you know, it's a word I think we banned about quite too easily at times, about being a legend, but he'll certainly remembered for a lot of years up there with the Bobby Charltons, the Eric Cantonas and the Brian Robsons.
And it's when you can mention him in the same breath as great names like that you realise what he has contributed, Roy Keane, in his career.
Well, I think it was Maradona that said 5 or 6 years ago that he was the best midfielder in the world at that time, and he probably was, to be fair to him, really. When he was at the top of his game, and he's sort of 28, 29, and he's not an emotional guy, or he doesn't really show his emotions in public, but he must be feeling it a bit tonight, Rob. It's been a special night for him. He was on the winning side in the second half, although it didn't really matter, but the second half did pipe up a bit. But he's getting the applause from both sets of fans, and he will be remembered for certain things in his career, like also walking out in the World Cup and having 1 or 2 splats with players, but that's what makes him. You know,
he's a colourful character, Gary, isn't he?
Yeah, I mean, you saw there, he doesn't like the spotlight. He likes to play football. He likes to go out with his family after that. You saw there, he's a man of few words. He doesn't want to be seen to be talking about it or going to any of these glitzy parties or anything like that. He just wanted to play football, and I think that's one of the reasons why Sir Alex loved him so much.
And it would be a shame if this is the last